Milestone 1, Task 2, and Robert, you have created some images for the cover for a travel book for the United States. And you have started with someone that actually looks like they're taking a trip. I do think that this is one of your better images from this series. I am going to make some suggestions on improvement and some post-production suggestions also. So first of all, I'm going to make a few adjustments. Well, we better get back. There we go. And doing a little post-production. I think we could add a little bit of yellow. Oftentimes you get a little blue cast. I've added highlight detail. That's a minus, probably 70. We'll go even. Plus 60 on opening the shadows. And then we want to add black back in. So it's like a minus 30. So what did that do? Okay, we went from this image to this one. So there's a detail in the highlight in the sky area. You've got detail in your model. Now the composition itself is she's a little too centered and top heavy. So what I'm going to do is use rule of thirds. And I'm going to crop this image. This is cropping it in camera. Now if you did have to have type or something like that, of course you'd have to deal with that. But the image, the type could be not on the image, so you'd have to know that from the book itself. So here, I think this works a lot better. It's using the rule of thirds, so that she's over on the third, the suitcase is there, it gets my attention. And by using the shallow depth of field, it shows like a place, a mountain, the environment, of course, in the southwest, and I think this is a fairly successful image for this particular project. Your second one, which is a horizontal image, I want you to fill the page. I'll rotate it. So here again, I'm going to do a little post-production so I can see it. It's kind of dark. You have black on black, and it's hard to see that. So keep that in mind. Here, there's temperature correction. It had a lot of yellow in it. The paper was yellow. I've opened the shadows and added some blacks in. So we went from this image to this one, which is a little bit easier to see. It's still a little bit too much dark on dark, okay? You've got a lot of different things in the image that kind of works. It's interesting. But I think that, having a little bit more variety or separation of your objects and items would be better through the tones. Let's look at your contact sheet. I did show you how to do contact sheets at the top of the thread, and that's kind of what I expect. So you would need to have a number on each one, a sequential numbering. You have the concept of showing someone traveling. So here you actually have, it looks like it might be in a station, and then it all goes to the driveway. So what happens in a lot of these images is that you see the houses behind. Remember, everything in the picture, when it's flattened out or two-dimensional, becomes part of the subject matter. So versus looking like the person may be going somewhere, it looks like they're standing in the driveway, reading the map. When you had the shot with the mountains in the background, you didn't see, you didn't know exactly where you were at. So it could change the idea of it. This one too, with the rolling, you don't see the mountains so much. So I think that one that you shot, the other thing would be to take your model with the suitcase to a place that would be a better environment, a better scene, okay, to put her in. So a train station, the airport, someplace that would show some kind of touristy idea. And I think that that would work out, you know, a lot better. Even like with these suitcases, in the environment where that was taken, which is on this flooring. So I don't know, you know, where you took those, but they worked out a little bit better. Passport usually isn't part of traveling in the United States unless you're coming from another country. So um, you may want to shoot some more of these. You do have vertical and some horizontal. You need vertical and horizontal, about half and half, in order to get you know, enough images. And then also you take a vertical of something, you recompose it to work as a horizontal. So that means you change your point of view. You may get a bird's eye point of view, or get a side view, or change where you're at, or have your model change, or have them bending over to fit the horizontal. Something so that you're not just flipping the camera and having the same exact composition. So you need to consider that too in this class. But you have a good start. And maybe be sure that you're working on the images I'm talking to you about, and you may want to take a few more to add to the collection for your main submission.